to our agenda for the day and get going.
Any idea how many?
To welcome everyone to the Waste Management Committee and certainly appreciate you taking time. Of course, the administration sent out to us YouTube video of the presentation by Mr. Charles Como, and we had a chance to review that as well as Narenda's recommendation. So hopefully we'll be prepared to ask questions and move forward. But again,
Chuck and Sonny, I know you're online. I believe you had a chance to see these first two. Let's start with these. This question number one: lessons were learned from building the. Chuck, Sonny.
Is Chuck on the phone?
I'm showing him online, but I'm not hearing anything from him.
Oh yeah, he's having trouble. He's saying that he's trying to talk and nobody can hear him.
Yeah, I can't hear him. Idle for too long. So why don't we circle back around to questions if that's okay? Narendra, would you mind if we started with your recommendation while we wait for him to restart? Let's do that. Heather, if you can stop sharing this and instead I will pull up the draft. There we go. So this is the draft recommendation, and this went out earlier today. So hopefully you've all had a chance to read it instead of going through the background. I'm going to
Right, you can change the language by putting evaporator. Let them evaluate engineering and cost effectiveness for reducing the volume of liquid going back to tank form. I think that would be much appreciated. Can we do it, Jim?
Sure, I think we can use most of the wording there. We just have to use words like study and evaluate and cost effectiveness.
Yeah.
I keep this additional, what do they call it, lines or whatever, work shifts, I guess is the proper. There's some language like that in there, if that's helpful.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at this. So I added this in as an addition. I tweaked it a little bit and worked in the effectiveness and cost effective.
Yeah. I mean, I think we are dropping ideas. Now they have DOE has to make a decision, final decision, what they're doing, and what their approach will be. We cannot tell them, hey, this is the best technology. They have to assess it, and they have to evaluate it, the effectiveness, the payback period, and all these things.
Okay.
I thought on the first line, after we say recommends, we go to say that a study or cost of evaluation be conducted for a separate designated evaporator, etc.
Could you read it slowly and so help insert?
Again, what we're recommending is that a study take place, not that there be a separate designated evaporator. So where it says the Citizens Advisory Board recommends and insert a DOE conduct a study to determine if, okay, keep going, if a separate designated evaporator, it's kind of to the point there. So what we're recommending is that they do a study, not that they install an evaporator.
I would like to say study for implementation of evaporator or technology, because that's what we want. They should do something. Studying is and then it sits on the shelf. It's not going to help us.
That looks pretty,
Good, thank you.
Like make moment the are they are two operators.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was 2F. Just make it back again to 2F to 2H.
Yes.
Thank you, Sunny.
Any other comments, folks? Anything else that we need to change so that we feel good about this?
That shows that technology is too dangerous. So I work in that F-tank form, so I keep thinking 2F evaporator.
This is Greg. And ask a question, Sunny, real quick. Sunny, I mean, how do you guys feel about the volume exchange? What do you speculate is going to be the response, or is it going to be something like, well, we don't care for increasing the volume because the waste is, I don't know, cleaner, or sort of what? I guess there's a question about why aren't you guys worried about this already?
Well, Greg and I think alike. So
Okay,
we are actually we are working with SRR right now. They are working on evaluation of alternatives and to find a way of diverting the DWPF recycle from the tank farms. We're looking at ideas, even not necessarily an evaporator in the WPF. There are other existing facilities in tank farm. It doesn't necessarily mean that the stream will be introduced. Great idea, and it's going to be instrumental in accelerating the cleanup mission.
Is there anything we could add to it that would sharpen it and even more useful for you as you pursue this?
I think, if I was going to say something about what you're writing, is that perhaps this would not be necessary so much to say that it should be an evaporator in DWPF. I mean, just that the support for is definitely useful.
Well, sorry.
There's a number of ideas out there that would be available.
Sorry, Mr. Narendra again. I think we put it evaporator or alternate technologies because we, as Jim said, and I agree with him that we should not do one technology, but we need to evaluate various other technologies which are cost effective and reducing the volume of going back to tank. So that's why we put it assess other technologies.
Right.
So, looking at, I'd like to ask the board members, is there anything that we would need to change in order to make it so that you could support this? Does everyone feel comfortable supporting it as is?
I do.
I do.
Back up again so we can take one more look at it.
Have to. Give me just a second. The recommendation part itself. This is the part that we respond to. So I always remind you this is the most important part. The background's great, but recommendation is where the rubber meets the road. So you need to make sure that every idea you want to respond to is contained here in this section.
Hey, I'd like to add in the second, is it good enough? I'm asking for the English.
Wait, so you're saying add technology after all? I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the next line after subsequently, does that say return or retune? I think it should be return, shouldn't it?
Should be.
Anything else, folks?
Do we need the 2H, do we need to still
I am happy about that.
think Narinder did a good job on it.
Thank you.
All right, that's a pretty good consensus. Is there any dissents on this? Going once, going twice. All right, good work. Congratulations on being the first committee to complete a draft recommendation.
This year,
Different times. I'll also set and pull this back up. Can you hear me? I can, yes. Awesome. I'm glad you were able to get back in.
I had to call in on my phone. I think the internet where I'm at is just pretty good.
There's a lot of that around here. Okay, so this first question that we got in advance, lessons learned from building the previous SDUs. What were some of the lessons that helped you most?
Okay, good evening. This is Charles U6. SDU6 was the first mega SDU. The SDU design is an American Water Works Association design for a water storage tank. So we modified that design and are using it now for self-zone disposal units. One of the lessons learned, if you above it, of course, filter so nothing can get out as far as radioactive material in particular matter. So just evaporate in the tank and the vent. We have natural action. Get water for the heat wells in the tank. Put for no screen. Put down. On the man. Stainless. You can see the drain. And there's a bottom that water out. To production. And then stone ground. With it, we have depends on I digress. But to get ready for the high production that's going to come out of SAPF and the fact that we're going to be running saltstone around the clock, we have done a big upgrade on the systems at Salt. We've gone back in and we've gone into those silos. They've refurbished everything that needs to be upgraded and updated. The silos themselves are still, but they're in good. I'm getting feedback from somebody. They're in good condition, and so it's just a matter of going through and doing maintenance and making sure everything is up to par. And we've done that, and so the system is ready for the higher production rates.
I have one more question. I don't know if I should ask. For under ACRA, for CFR 264-265, you are required to have groundwater monitoring wells around the landfills. Is that requirement exist for SDUs?
There are groundwater monitoring wells across the site that monitor on a regular basis the groundwater and groundwater flows. So there's nothing that I'm aware of in Z area that's specific to just the SDUs itself, but we do have groundwater monitoring wells in the area around there that monitor all the groundwater flow.
Thank you, Charles.
Before we plow ahead with some other questions, I want to acknowledge Phyllis's comment in the chat. She dropped in something about the draft recommendation, and I didn't see it and plowed ahead. So I apologize, Phyllis. You were asking, is it a run-on sentence? Probably. That's the kind of thing where I'm going to take a look at after this and clean up. The main thing that we want to make sure at the committee level is just that we get your ideas captured accurately, and we have after do it now. Actually, all right. Any questions about the S4?
Question. You're rating cement. Exerting different pressures on the sidewalls of the containers, or it's got different flow characteristics, or does eliminating the cement still allow you to end up with a reasonably solid material?
Sunny can probably answer more on the side, I guess, more on the operational side than it is on the project side, but you still end up with a solid material that meets all the requirements for like it is now. Fly ash will hydrate and very much cement. So that's what they've been studying is can they get the basically same physical properties out of cement-free grout as they have with the cement grout. So the change, when and if it happens over to a cement-free grout, you're not going to see an impact on the end result as far as the disposition.
Okay, thanks.
Chuck is correct.
Very succinct. Thank you.
I came up with another question after knowing that I'm going to use cement. What is the cure time for slag and fly ash together in the SDU?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand the question. What was the question again?
Normally when you have a cement, it takes certain time to cure it. And if you don't have a cement in the mixture, just fly ash and slag, how long it take to cure it in the
I'm get that.
Yeah.
production out of it.
All right. That we this is our that it. Thank you very much. Appreciate you taking for that. Everybody enjoy the
Thank you.
AK follow up to attend.
I just
I guess please. You guys have any questions about TAP or updates? Feel free to hang out and we'll get there.
What is the Monday meeting? I email where it gives the time.
It's the same time 1-4. We're going to send out that announcement yesterday, or not yesterday, tomorrow. Just because if we are sending links